This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone. Hi guys. Good morning and good evening. I see still folks are joining in. Yeah, it's okay. So guys, so welcome back. So whoever already was there last session that was happened on last Sunday. So anyway, welcome to the people who are newly joined today. Okay, so today is our first day of course, and as usual, I before starting the session, I just wanted to confirm on my voice. Is my voice clear, guys? Uh,
Yes, sir.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, and also my screen share is fine, right? I just shared my screen, which showing course contents. It's
Is
fine,
it
right?
the first session or this is second session? Already you have done with the session earlier.
No, no. It so earlier in the sense Sunday, last Sunday we had one session that was kind of a demo session. It's not a first session of the course. So today, from today, we are going to start our course, and today is our first day.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So let's get into the details. So as part of day one, okay. So anyway, I have shared. I think you guys uh, got this course contents thing, or else they will share. I mean, career IT team will be sharing this course content document also. So as I mentioned on demo day also, so I designed entire course. Okay, entire course into total 4 phases. So like first phase would be like Selenium introduction, and the second phase where we are going to learn Java concepts, that is core Java concepts, which are basically required for our Selenium test automation, and then Selenium core concepts, which is like Selenium Webdriver. It's very pretty important phase where we are going to learn how to automate web applications, and then finally the fourth phase we will deal with mostly advanced concepts of Selenium. It's beyond the Selenium, which we are going to learn some topics about what are all other third party tools required for our Selenium test automation. Okay, this is the plan. And so from today, we are going to start. So basically, so today mostly first 10 to 15 minutes. So it will be repetitive session. I mean, whatever we discussed in demo session, I will quickly recap or I will keep quickly repeat the concepts. I mean, two concepts, and then we'll jump on to the main thing. I mean, history about Selenium and all those things. Okay, just first 10 minutes. I'm just going to discuss what we already discussed on demo day, because anyway, there are some folks who joined today actually. So for them, it will be new. The folks who joined on demo day, it will be kind of a repeat. Okay, don't worry. So I will make it interesting. Sorry, guys. So now let's start with, so what is automation, why we need automation, how to learn automation tool, and different types of automation approaches. Okay, so these top three topics I will quickly repeat. So first thing, what is an automation, right? So automation is nothing but, so I just defined here, just a moment. What is an automation? So automation is nothing but it's a technique. Okay, it's a technique or the script or something which we are going to build or develop, which will make a mission or a process or a functionality of an application to work on its own, to work automatically or on its own with a very little with a very little manual intervention. So that is what an automation, guys. Okay, so this automation is a broader level. It's not related to software testing or development phase or anything. So in the entire IT industry, automation is nothing but, not even in IT industry, guys, in any industry, automation is nothing but which we are going to build something. Okay, so that technique, whatever we are going to build, it's kind of a technique or a script or something else. Okay, which will make what it is going to make is like it will make a mission. Suppose there is a mission or a process, there is a process or an application. So this technique will make those things work on its own. Okay, and with a little manual intervention, because here little manual intervention I mentioned, because so we have to start that automation before it run it. Okay, so that's where we just going to start or execute it, so that it will work on its own as per the instructions which we have given. Okay, so that instructions will be there in our technique or the script or the build or whatever. So that is what an automation. And I mentioned there are basically two different types of automations available in the market, like the traditional or functional automation or test automation. Other one is process automation. So under traditional automation or test automation, this first part or first type of automation is purely related to our software testing industry. Okay, so where we are going to moreover write automation script, or we are going to automate the functional flow of particular application or a product or something. And finally, as part of our automation, we are going to validate the business functionality. So that's what we do. Okay, so we are going to validate the business functionality, because testing is nothing but a validation, right? Software testing or any testing is nothing but we are going to check something, we are going to validate something, whether it is working properly or not, or whether it is there as expected, right? That's what we do. Just a moment, guys, someone is not on mute. So guys, please be unmute. If you guys have any questions, you can unmute and then talk it. Okay, and also anyway, as I mentioned, I will be leaving 5 to 10 minutes at the end of the course, I mean at the end of the day daily. You can put your questions or concerns that time also. It's up to you. Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, so when it comes to software test automation, right, so the testing itself, software testing itself is nothing but validating something. Okay, checking something, whether that particular application or functionality is working properly or not. So when it comes to test automation, what we do, we use a particular automation tool, and we will automate a functional flow or a business functionality. And then finally our ultimate goal is to validate or check the functionality of that particular application. Okay, that's what we do under functional or test automation. So if you see, there are n number of multiple tools available in the market, guys, for functional test automation or test automation, like Selenium, HPUFT, RFT, Test Complete, Jasmine Protector, Cypress, Tosca. So all these are some of the examples only. There are n number of tools available in the market to achieve this test automation or a functional automation. The aim of these tools to automate the applications or the products and make sure those are working properly or not. We will put the validation checks, so that it will make sure everything is working properly. So that's what the under test automation we will do. Okay, there is other type of automation we have in the market, is nothing but process automation. Okay, here what we are going to do, right? So typically in this thing, we are going to automate the entire business process. Okay, generally there will be a process. The process involves multiple steps, multiple missions, or multiple products, guys. Okay, so multiple applications or else, so it involves multiple things in that entire process. So we are going to automate that process, and here under process automation we will less focus on functionality or the validation part, guys. Okay, so we mostly our main focus under this process automation is nothing but automating the entire process to make sure it is completing. That's it. But under test automation, functional automation, we will automate and also we will make sure that is working fine or not. Okay, under process automation I gave one example also on demo day. Simple example, like suppose there is one repetitive task. So one person in a company, he is daily, he has to do the repetitive action, something like. So there is one application. Okay, so in that application, so actually there was a batch job which will run overnight and it will generate some reports. Let's say that's a functionality already there. So that batch job will run as per schedule daily, like suppose daily at 9 p.m. Time, and then it will generate some reports. So next day when this person uh, goes to the office, so he will first uh, check the reports whichever generated, and he download those reports from particular application, and then he will copy to a particular folder after downloading. And then what he will do, he will zip those all the reports and he will attach those reports to the email, and he will get the email list or recipients list, and then he will send across the team. That's what his job. So he's that job he's going to do daily, same repeated tasks he is going to perform. So that is one kind of process he is doing, right? So he is first coming to the uh, office, and then he opening the application, launching the application, and then validating the reports, generated reports, and then downloading, zipping, attaching to the email, sending, and then checking, right? So this is what he is doing. So this is kind of one process he is doing, right? So under process automation we are going to automate such kind of processes, but we are not, moreover we are not more focused on validations here. We will simply check whether the entire process has been accomplished or not, has been completed or not. Okay, so that's what we do. If you see under in the market, we have, there are RPA tools to do these kind of automation. That is nothing but robotic process automation. There are tools like Automation Anywhere, Blue Prism, UiPath, Work Fusion, and Assistage. There are tools. Okay, this is just evolving, guys. This process automation, and one more thing is this process automation is not limited to test automation. It's not limited to software testing. This can be used anywhere in development phase or in maintenance phase or anywhere. We can use this process automation. It's not specific to our software testing. But this test automation or traditional automation is purely related or specific to our software testing industry. Okay, so these are about different types of automation. That's what we also discussed on last Sunday. Now I'm going to discuss about one more thing, is different types of automation approaches, guys. These are different types of automations, but I'm going to discuss about different types of uh, automation approaches, kind of. So there I can broadly divide automation approaches into two things, guys. One is object based automation. Okay, object based automation, and other one is image based automation. So automation can be done in two ways. Okay, one is object based automation. That is nothing but, so there are a number of tools available for object based automation. So using this particular approach, what we are going to write, we are going to identify the elements. Suppose I have one a simple website, I have to automate this particular website. So where I have a control site text box, some drop down or select box, and then search icon or search button. Okay, so to automate this site, I need to first enter some text into text box, selecting some language from the drop down, and then clicking on this. So these are nothing but elements, right? Generally we call it as web elements or elements. So if, as part of this object based automation, I am going to identify these elements by object properties. If I inspect this particular element, right, generally I will get one HTML part of this particular entire page. So if I see this input tag, whichever highlighted here, right, input tag. So this is basically for this particular text box. I am going to locate or identify this particular text box by using this object properties like a name or ID or type or size or something. So, and similarly, if at all I want to locate and then uh, I mean locate or do some action on this particular drop down. So this is a select object or select object for this drop down where I have object properties like ID or name or something. So in case of object based automation approach, we will locate or identify the elements by using the object properties. Okay, and other approach is like image based automation approach. In this, we are going to identify or locate by the elements by using the image of that particular. Suppose what we do, right, under image based automation. Suppose here I am going to take a screenshot or image of this particular text box. Okay, only this text box, and I'm going to take an image of this particular snapshot of this particular uh, uh, drop down and this search icon. And in this automation approach, I am going to act upon these elements by using those images. Okay, that is the major difference between object based and image based automation approach. Okay, so there are some disadvantages with image based automation approach, but don't worry, for now we are not going to much focus on image based automation approach because our Selenium test automation, our Selenium tool is basically object based automation tool. Okay, so using Selenium we are going to identify the elements by using these object properties. Okay, just we need to remember that. That's it. So image based automation tools are available like eggplant from text plant, there is one tool, and apply tools is one another tool, image based automation tool, and Sikuli script, there is one image based automation tools. Okay, so these tools, but these are very specific to some requirement. Okay, so we cannot use for major functional testing, but for some specific or peculiar cases where we are go with image based automation. Okay, but 99% of the automation or whatever we are going to perform in our regular things, we will do object based automation. Okay, so that's all about this different automation approaches. Now let's go and discuss about what is Selenium, why we need Selenium, and why Selenium only. Because other than there are multiple tools available in the in the market, why Selenium only? Okay, so this also I explained in the last session, I mean demo session, but anyway let me put together. Okay, yeah. So what is Selenium? So in a simple word says it is a test automation tool. Okay, Selenium is a test automation tool which will focus on automating the application functionality, and it will uh, uh, basically basically test or validate the business functionality of that particular application. Okay, that's it.
Ajay, sorry to interrupt you. Just
Yes.
wanted to know this course is into the basic level or advanced level, and how long the duration will be for this course, and quick introduction about you, like how much experience you have.
Okay. So for all this, I think I
Because
hope you
you are
joined
joining, yeah, joining for the
today's.
first day. That's the reason I'm
Yeah.
asking.
So I will do one thing. So I will share one video which was
Yeah, okay,
which was recorded on Sunday. Actually, Sunday there was a session. So everything was given in that, like
okay,
introduction
okay, that
and
will work. Yeah.
course contents and duration, who are target audience, everything was there. So I will share that. I mean, I will ask career IT team to share with you. You can provide your email ID or something here to private to me, so that I will share those things. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So okay. So yeah, Selenium, as I mentioned it in simple words, it is a test automation tool. So and also it's not a single tool, guys. It has four different components. Actually, it is a set of softwares or suite of softwares which is basically designed for automating the web application interaction. So I highlighted web application interaction here because Selenium can only automate web applications. So web applications are the applications which we can open using browsers like Chrome browser or Firefox browser using internet. So those applications we call it as web applications. So it can automate basically web applications only. Okay, and also this is one of the limitations of the Selenium. But if you see nowadays in our market or in our industry, IT industry, 99% of the applications are the web applications, because as as internet has spreaded across the world. So if you have a if the product stakeholders are the business stakeholders, if they give the application as a web application, they can access that application anywhere in the world, right? If just we just need only internet, that's it. So that's where the web applications are spreaded across. That's where I mean Selenium also focusing only on the web applications. So whatever scripts we are going to write using Selenium, right? So those scripts will perform how the manual user performs. Okay, how the real user interacts with the applications is in the same manner. This script also, Selenium scripts also will do the same actually. Okay, that is nothing but it is just aimed to mimic the real behavior, real user behavior, guys. So that is nothing but how the real user opens the application, how the real user enters some text into text box, clicking on buttons, selecting the drop downs, navigating to different pages, right? The same way Selenium will also perform the actions. Okay, it will mimic the real behavior of the user. That's what it will do. And as I mentioned, it's not a single tool. It has total 4 components. One is like Selenium RC, Selenium IDE, Selenium Webdriver, and Selenium Grid. Out of all these four, right, Selenium RC was one of the very oldest tool or the component of the Selenium. And now we don't have the Selenium RC actually. This has been deprecated very long. I mean, in the year of 2009 itself, it was deprecated, and some of the features have been merged to the Selenium WebDriver, and this entire thing was deprecated. And Selenium ID is another component or tool available in Selenium, which is basically for record and playback. So this is one of kind of a add-on to your browser. You can start recording using this particular IDE, and whatever actions you are going to perform, it will record those actions, and it will generate a script behind the screen. And it will, once you stop recording, you can again play it back, whatever things you recorded, actions you recorded. Okay, so that is moreover record and playback tool. And then Selenium WebDriver. This is most powerful and main component of our Selenium tool set. Okay, and this is one of the object-oriented tool, which is basically focusing on automating the web applications. Okay, and Selenium Grid is another component which is basically designed for distribution automation testing. That is nothing but you have huge number of test cases, you want to run in a different missions, then we can go for the Selenium Grid. So I'm just giving a high level introduction to one of each one of them, guys. Okay, anyway, so these will be I mean kind of in detailed we are going to discuss in detail in the coming classes. Okay, but these are the 4 components of Selenium we have. So we have to learn all these 4 components to complete our entire Selenium course. Okay, and each tool in the tool set is designed to designed to meet the different organization needs, guys. Like suppose this ID is for record and playback. This is basically for main automation. This is basically for remote test automation or distribution test automation, like that. So for different organization needs, they have developed different tools. Okay, and tools in the sense these are not a big tools, guys. So I mean these components are like a small components we can easily learn and we can easily adopt. Okay, so this is all about Selenium, and we'll discuss about why Selenium. I mean, there are multiple tools available in the market. Still, why we need to go for Selenium? Okay, there are multiple factors which made Selenium more popular and powerful tool in the market, guys. Those are like Selenium is a open source tool. First thing, okay, open source in the sense source code is open to all. That is nothing but open source. There are different open source tools available in the market, guys. I mean, not only Selenium. Uh, I mean, not only test automation tools. There are some open source language, programming languages, and all also available. Okay, open source is nothing but source code is open to all. That is nothing but you don't need to purchase any license, or you don't need to put any cost here to use this particular tool. You can directly go to the Selenium official website and download the libraries, and you can start your automation journey using this particular Selenium. Okay, and it supports multiple browsers, guys. Whatever browsers available in the market, major browsers, it supports all the browsers. You can automate Chrome browser. I mean, nothing but you can open your application in the Chrome browser and then automate. Similarly, you can launch your application in IE or Firefox or Safari or Opera or Edge browser also, Microsoft Edge, which is a latest browser of Microsoft. That in that also you can automate using Selenium. It's not limited to only one browser. Okay, there are some tools in the market which are those are limited to only one or two browsers. But in Selenium, it's not like that. It is supported by all major browsers available in the market. Next, it supports multiple programming languages. So to learn Selenium, guys, one programming language is must. Okay, learning one programming language is must. That is nothing but so Selenium supports multiple programming languages like Java, PHP, Python, C Sharp. That is nothing but .NET. Okay, and Node.js. All these, right? If you are good at any one of these, there are almost 5 to 6 programming languages supported by Java, supported by Selenium. If you are good at any one of them, right, you can easily start your automation journey. It's not like limited to only one programming language. Like you have to learn only Java, or you have to learn only Python. It's not like that. It's up to us. You can automate any application using any programming language. You can you can automate Java based applications using Selenium with Python. You can automate Python applications using Selenium with Java. Okay, it's not like your application which you are going to automate is a Java based application. You have to use Selenium with Java. It's a misconception. It is wrong. You can use any any language with Selenium for any application, any technical, any technology they have used, right? Provided that it's a web application. That's it. Okay, then it supports multiple operating systems. That is nothing but you can run your automation scripts, Selenium automation scripts in Windows based applications or Linux or Unix, or even in iOS, Mac, Apple Mac machines also. Okay, and it supports multiple frameworks, whatever major frameworks available in the market, like JUnit, TestNG, unit testing frameworks, or even BDD like Cucumber framework, or all these frameworks are supported by Selenium. And it has a larger user base and helping communities. Though it is a open source tool, Selenium is a open source tool, but it has a larger user base helping communities in the market, guys. Whenever you stuck anywhere, if you just post your question on Google, you will get lot of responses. You will find lot of answers as well. Okay, so generally, in case of normal open source tools, right, there won't be any proprietary team to help you. Generally, if you see any commercial tools, there will be some support team where you can reach out to them for any help, or whenever you stuck somewhere, right? But when it comes to the open source tools, there won't be any support team. Active support team won't be available. But there will be but when it comes to Selenium, right, so there are a lot of blogs or lot of websites, a lot of communities are discussing or posting answers or questions on Selenium daily. So whenever you stuck somewhere, you can go and get the help from that particular sites. And also dedicated documentation will be there. We can follow the documentation for help also. Okay, and finally, it is very simple tool, guys. It's a very simple and small tool, and it's very easy to adapt as well. Okay, so learning wise, Selenium is very simple. Only thing is we need a Java programming language. I mean, one of the programming languages, knowledge. Other than that, Selenium itself, Selenium alone itself is very easy to. Okay, learning Selenium alone won't take more than 10 days, guys. Just Selenium. But so supported by we need programming language, supported by we need some other tools like just Selenium cannot help in automating all the things. We need some other tools like Java, I mean build tools or CI/CD tools or some reporting tools and all required. Okay, that's where altogether it will take some time to learn, but Selenium alone won't take much time, and also we don't it's very simple to learn. Okay, so these are all about different features or advantages of Selenium uh, we are going to take. Okay, so that's all about these three things, guys. So these anyway till here I have discussed in the last session also, like in the basically in our demo session also. Okay, now I am going to discuss about a new part which was not discussed in the last session. That is nothing but history about Selenium. Okay, that is nothing but when it came, who developed, and what are all different years involved in this particular Selenium, and all those things we'll discuss one by one. Okay, let me go to that. Yeah, yeah. See, this slide talks about the entire history of Selenium, guys. So when it came, who developed, and what was the uh, uh, versions, what are different versions we have in Selenium. Okay, so in the first thing, when uh, the first time the Selenium came into the market is on in the year of 2004. Okay, so 2004 was the first year where Selenium came into the market, which was developed by a person called Jason Huggins. Okay, he was the person who developed Selenium initially. In the year of 2004, he released to the market. So that is nothing but Selenium RC or Selenium 1.0. Okay, the first version Selenium 1.0 or Selenium RC was the tool which was introduced or it was released to the market in the year of 2004. So later in the after 2 years, so there was one more guy called Simon Stewart. Okay, he was from Google Inc, Google company. So he started working on a project called Webdriver. Okay, just a moment, guys. So 2006, in the year of 2006, Simon Stewart from Google company, he started working on one object-oriented API called WebDriver. He just started it. He did not release anything in the year of 2006. But it is a year to be noted because there was a project called WebDriver started. Then in the same year 2006, there is another person called Shinya Kastani. He was the person who developed and released another components of Selenium called Selenium Ide. Okay, so Selenium Ide was released into the market in the year of 2006. It's basically a plugin for the Firefox initially. So in the year of 2006, he released only a plugin to the Firefox. But now the current in the I mean the current version of Selenium, we can use this Selenium IDE even for Chrome browser or Edge browser as well, not only for Firefox. Okay, and he donated this particular tool or plugin to the Selenium open source community or the project. Okay, this person developed and released to the market, and also he donated the same tool to the this entire Selenium team. Okay, so that's where they merged or they combined this as a one of the tools in the Selenium, guys. Next, in the year of 2009, this is the major year for our entire Selenium history. Okay, so in this year, the Selenium 2.0 came. So that Selenium 2.0 consists of two things. One is the basic Selenium which was released in 2004, and plus the WebDriver project which was started by Simon Stewart. Okay, so they merged two of them and they released as a Selenium 2.0, and which is a based which is a major version of Selenium 2.0 or entire Selenium. Okay, So this is most powerful version and which became more popular, guys. Okay, the Selenium 2.0, because they merged this Selenium RC or Selenium first version into Selenium Webdriver, and they made it Selenium 2.0, or also we'll simply call it as Selenium Webdriver. Okay, in the year of 2009. And in that, I mean, eventually after 2009 they started releasing the versions, so 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, like that. And when it comes to 2016, it took more years, I mean here, so total 8 years it took, 8 or 7 years it took to 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 release another major release, that is Selenium 3.0. And Selenium 4.0, which is the current stable version now we have, it was released in the year of 2021. Now we have Selenium 4.2.3 or something, the latest versions are there. So these are the major years involved in Selenium, guys. Now we have, I mean, the currently Selenium 4.0 version is running. Okay, they're continuously releasing or updating their issues, and then adding some enhancements, and then releasing to the market every quarter or something daily. Okay, so 2004, 2006, 2009, 2016, and 21 are the major years involved. So this is all about Selenium history. And also let me tell about how this name came, Selenium. Okay, so if you see, Selenium is a chemical compound, right? Selenium is one of the chemical compounds available in the chemical industry, right? So how come this Selenium name came to the this particular tool? Let's discuss that. So actually, before Selenium, there was one tool called uh, uh, HPQTP, guys. I mean, not HP, basically the QTP, Quick Test Professional. Okay, that was the tool was there in the market before Selenium came into the market. So that was ruling the market. It was a commercial tool, that QTP initially, which was developed by or released by the company called Mercury. Okay, so the Mercury was the company which was developed this QTP and released to the market. Later on, HP overtake this particular Mercury, and they named it QTP as HP QTP, and later on they renamed it to the UFT also. Now we call it as UFT, but anyway, initially it was QTP, and which was developed by a company called Mercury. So this guy Jason Huggins was there, right? So when there was a discussion, and the entire team was sitting together, and then they were discussing about the name of this particular tool which they are working. Initially, they named it as JavaScript engine. Before Selenium, they named it as JavaScript engine. Then they wanted to put a prominent name. So then they were discussing something. Then this guy Jason Huggins, he just played one joke, kind of a joke or kind of a thing. They wanted to give a counterpart to the existing tool called QTP. Okay, so QTP was developed by Mercury, right? So Mercury is also a chemical substance, right? Mercury is also a chemical substance. So generally, selenium is a component, or selenium is a chemical component which will cure the mercury in the body. Generally, that's as per science. uh, Kind of selenium component which can cure the mercury in the body or somewhere, generally. Okay, so that's where, to give a counterpart to the mercury guys, that QTP, they named it as a selenium, because selenium cures mercury in the body. That's where they named this particular tool as a mercury. He just played a joke, but that became as a official name for that particular tool. That's how the name came, guys. Selenium name came. Selenium, ideally Selenium is a chemical component, but they gave to the tool name because of this reason. Okay, so this is all about Selenium history and how the name came. Now let me quickly go to the next topic, features of Selenium. This almost same features, guys. What are advantages we have? Let me quickly discuss the different features of Selenium we have. Okay, so components we already discussed: Selenium RCE, IDE, WebDriver, and Grid. Next, RC architecture I will discuss tomorrow, because I don't want to put more things today itself, as it is a first session. Let me give this advantages or the features of Selenium. Okay, so this is also I discussed uh, just now, like open source, multiple browsers, multiple operating systems, multiple programming languages, multiple frameworks, and then easy to learn. So this, because of these advantages, Selenium has become one of the most popular or powerful tool in the market, guys. And apart from the advantages, we also have some disadvantages in the Selenium. Let's discuss about limitations or disadvantages of Selenium. Okay, so we have to also learn the negative part of Selenium, right? Negative part are the are kind of a disadvantages of Selenium. So these are anyway not major disadvantages, guys. These can be these can be overcome by other third party tools also. But let me put these also. Okay, so as I mentioned, right, Selenium is basically a web application automation tool. That is nothing but you can automate only web based applications. Those are like the applications which you can open through browser using internet. So there are some other applications like Windows based applications or mainframe based applications or command line based applications, or there are some applications. Those are like standalone applications. You can open those applications in a particular mission. That is nothing but you have to install those applications and you have to open. Suppose if you see Microsoft Outlook is an application, right? So that there is a web version of Microsoft Outlook also, but initially it can be opened, it can be installed in your machine and then only open. And also if you see MS Office, like MS Word or MS Excel or MS PowerPoint, all these applications are Windows based applications. So those has to be installed in your machine and then you can open. Okay, so these are all standalone applications or Windows based applications which cannot be automated by using Selenium. Selenium can only talk to the web based applications. This is one of the limitations, but as I mentioned, nowadays 99% of the applications are web based applications. We don't need to worry about this limitation. Though even if you see Outlook is one of the applications, right? So they also gave the web version of Outlook. You can open Outlook even using browser also, right? So like that. So nowadays what is happening, any product owner or the product stakeholder, when they are releasing their application to the market, if it is a pure Windows based application or standalone application, they are trying to give one web version of the application as well to reach more people, guys. Okay, that's what. And other limitation we have is like, so you have to learn one programming language, guys. This is not a limitation, but at least just learning Selenium alone won't help. You need one programming language to automate these applications. Like you should have a programming language knowledge. That is another limitation. But if you take another any programming languages, any automation tools, so you have to learn one programming language. But there are some other automation tools which are like image based automation tools, right? Where you don't need to learn any programming language, but there will be having some separate script has to be learned. Okay, and next is like, so there is no inbuilt reporting support for Selenium, guys. So once you run your automation test cases or something, it won't Selenium alone won't generate reports. Okay, you need to have a some other support from the some other third party tools like TestNG, JUnit, or there are some reporting tools available um, like extent reports, LU reports, and all, guys. Okay, so those support you required. Don't worry, all those are open source tools. You can easily integrate those tools into your Selenium and you can get the benefit of them. Okay, so though Selenium doesn't have inbuilt reporting capability, you can you can achieve this by using some other third party tool integrations easily. Okay, and next limitation is like, as Selenium is a free tool, there won't be any proprietary support team for help us. Okay, so as it is a free tool or open source tool, as I mentioned, right? So free tools or open source tools, there won't be any a direct support team. But if you take any commercial or proprietary team, there will be one support team which where we can go and reach out to them and then ask for the help. But here it's not the case. But as I mentioned, there are multiple blogs or community user communities are available in the market. You can, whenever you stuck somewhere, you can simply post your question and get the answers immediately. And also there are a lot of documentations available in the market. Okay, so that's this kind of limitation also we can overcome. And finally, there is no test management tool support. Okay, so generally there are some test management tools available in the market, like Jira is one of the test management tools, and ALM. Okay, HPALM is one of the test management tools, and Microsoft has also one of the MIM or something. I'm not sure, guys. MIM or there is one MTM or something. Microsoft test management tools or something. There are some test management tools where you can create test cases, you can create defects and all, right. There will be tools available, but Selenium there is no direct support for test management tools. You need to use some other libraries and you can integrate it. Okay, so this is one of the limitation also. So these are basic limitations we see, and there are some other limitations we can see in the real time while automating or while trying to automate your application, guys. That is nothing but the first one I mentioned and I striked out because this limitation has been addressed in the latest version of Selenium, that is in the fourth generation of Selenium, like 4.2. Earlier, some applications, whenever you launch your application, there will be one pop-up will be coming and asking you to enter username and password. So that is Windows-based authentication pop-up will come. Such kind of pop-ups cannot be automated by using Selenium. But later in the version of Selenium 4.0, they introduced some other library, I mean features to automate such kind of Windows-based pop-ups also. That's why I striked out this. This is no more a limitation now. And next one, you can you cannot automate all kinds of file upload controls. There is only one kind of file upload can be automated. I will discuss this in the details in the coming classes, guys. Okay, this is one of the limitations. And it cannot interact with flash objects. Flash is a technology, it is very old technology. Don't worry about this. So nowadays no one is using flash in their application development. It was very old technology, flash. Okay, and captcha and barcode readers cannot be automated, but this is not a limitation. So these captchas and barcodes, right, generally in login page you see captcha entering some uh, captcha codes or solving some simple questions, right. So those cannot be automated by using Selenium. Not only by using Selenium, any automation tool, guys, because the main purpose of having captcha and barcodes in the application to avoid automations. Okay, so that's where, so captchas or barcodes cannot be automated by using not only Selenium, by using any automation tool. Okay, so these are the basic limitations. And if you see, for all of most of them we have a alternate solutions. Don't worry, other than captcha or file upload controls or something. File upload controls also we have some other third party tool we can integrate with Selenium and then accomplish it. But so all these major limitations, right, we have a alternate ways to achieve this. Okay, so we don't need to much worry about limitations here. Okay, so that's all about Selenium features and advantages and limitations, guys. So let me stop it here for today. I don't want to give more gyan today itself because it's the first day, and also mostly I was showing I was discussing in a theory manner, right? So let's not take much. And one quick thing before I leave it to your questions, I want to show how Selenium really works. Okay, I showed this in the last demo session also. Like suppose if you see, I have written one Selenium automation script. This is my Selenium automation script. This is one test case I have automated. This test case is nothing but opening the application called wikipedia.org and entering some text like India and selecting one language, something like English, and clicking on search icon. And after clicking on search icon, it is navigating to the different page where the details about India has been displayed. Okay, and I'm just reading this text India, and after that I'm validating whether India is there or not, and I'm closing this. That is my test case or use case. So that I automated using this Selenium script. Don't worry about this script. This is a pure Java, I mean Java with Selenium. So this part for launching a browser, Chrome browser, and this part for launching my application, this part for locating my web elements like search box and language dropdown and icon or button, and this part is for acting upon these elements like entering India into search box, selecting English language, and clicking on search icon. Okay, and this part is for waiting for the next page to be loaded, and this part is for reading the India text and validating. Mm. And this part is basically closing my browser. Okay, so don't worry about what is WebDriver here. Driver, manage, get, web element, find element, by, select, send keys, click, and all. Okay, so we'll discuss one by one in the coming classes, and by the end of the course you will be in a position to write the script like this. Okay, now I will just run and show you how really Selenium works. When I start running this, you see one new browser instance will be opened, and then it will start performing the instructions which we provided here. Okay, let me show you. I'm just running this as a simple Java program, run as Java application or Java program. See, which will start running it. Just a moment, it will initiate things. Just a moment, it is taking few seconds to open up. Yeah, see, it's starting my Chrome driver, nothing but Chrome browser. See, it opened one new fresh instance of browser. It is launching my wikipedia.org. India English, clicked on search icon and navigated to the next page, and then reading the text and closing the browser. Right? See, and finally I got the message something like whatever it is. So this is how Selenium works, guys. See how quick, how fast it was. So it is opening the browser and then launching this thing and then locating these elements and entering this text into India into text box and all this. That's how it will work. Like that, you can automate. I took one basic example of Wikipedia. You can like that. You can automate any complex websites also, like Amazon.in, Amazon sites or something. Any complex sites also you can automate. Clicking on these sign in buttons and logging into signing in and searching for some item. Okay, something like mobiles, and navigate into these pages. All these whatever actions I'm performing, right? All this can be automated. Okay, so don't worry, we will do it one by one. I mean, we'll learn it one by one. Okay, so that's how the Selenium work, guys. Yeah, so that's all for today from my side, guys. So I'm just leaving you two for your questions and concerns, guys, before closing the session. Okay, if you guys have any questions, two things: you can post on the chat window, or else you can directly talk to me. Any questions, guys?
Did you already covered the installation stuff of Selenium?
Yes, sorry, please go ahead. Someone tries to.
Yeah, are you able to hear me now?
Yes, I can hear.
Did you already cover the installation stuff of Selenium?
No, no, not yet. That
Okay.
is in coming classes. So it's just introduction today. So Selenium or even Java installations and all will be eventually taken in the whenever that comes. Like suppose, so I'm going to teach Java from after two three classes. We'll start Java. That time I will show you how to download and install Java and all these things. And when Selenium core concept starts, I will show you how to install Selenium and all those. I will discuss those.
Okay.
Yep. And the basic requirements, I mean prerequisites you need for before start all this, right? You need one Windows based machine, I mean either laptop or desktop, and it can have Windows 10 or later versions, anything is fine. And it should have a at least 8 GB RAM, or 4 GB also works out, but 8 GB would be faster. 8 GB RAM, or hard disk size can be anything. That is the hardware requirement to start with this Selenium course. And that machine should have a Chrome browser or any major browsers, yes, installed in it. Okay, and I got one question saying, do you provide notes? No, not at all. Generally, I don't prefer to give notes. So if at all you can write it down whenever we are discussing. And also we are sharing this recorded video. So we are recording everyday classes actually. So today's class also has been recorded. So this video recording will be shared by the end of the day, every day. Okay, so today by the end of the day, you will be receiving this video recording. Whenever you want to refer anything, you can again play that record, and then video, and then you can check it. Okay, so notes wise, by separate notes I'm not going to give, but the end of the course I will be sharing some materials. Okay, some documentation about Selenium and some materials will be sharing at the end of the course.
Do we have practical sessions like providing some kind of
Exactly.
examples and guiding us in the practical sessions?
Correct.
Or you
So
will be leaving to us, like giving the
no, no,
example and try yourself or something like
no,
that?
no. It's kind of practical session. All our sessions or classes will be practical. So I'm taking all real-time examples and then showing how to automate them. And also at the end of the week, suppose every day, every week we are going to discuss some topics, right? So at the end of the week, I am going to share some assignments. So basic assignments on the topics which we discussed in that week. Okay, so that you guys can do some practice and then get some hands-on experience, and you can come back with your questions or concerns while you are practicing. If you stuck somewhere, next day you can come back and then we can discuss in the class. That way I will make sure you guys also practice, and you guys also get some hands-on experience, because it's not just learning in the sense it's not just listening to the classes, guys, because that won't help you in a real time or practical manner, right? So you have to practice, then only you will gain more knowledge. That's where. So anyway, during our courses or classes itself, I will take a real time examples and I will show in a practical manner. But at the end of the week, every week I will be sharing some assignments, so that you can practice on your own, and then get some hands-on experience. And if you stuck somewhere, you can come back with the questions next day. uh, please provide the material now. I hope that will be useful to us. Providing the material now, it's not recommended, uh, because so just follow the classes, and then anyway, whatever materials I am going to provide, those will be available in the internet also, like documentations and all. I collected some materials and all those things. I will be sharing those. So because if you start going through those materials well ahead of classes or something, there will be some confusion will happen. That's where I don't recommend to share that things before the course, guys. Okay, so don't worry, I will be sharing at the end of the course. And also I'm not sure how many of them were there in the last demo session. So whatever examples I'm taking here, okay, whatever scripts I'm going to develop or I'm going to write it, right, all these will be shared. So this, if you see, this was my previous batch. Part of this I created almost 6 to 7 projects, Java projects, as part of one course, one batch. And see, for Java I created one project. These many these many examples I have taken, and all these classes, all these source code files will be shared with you at the end of the course. Okay, suppose whatever example I'm taking here and then discussing, right, so this entire file also will be shared. Like that, all these projects, actually 5 to 6 projects, whatever they're, right, whatever we are going to develop during our course, these will be shared with you, so that after the course also, you guys, if at all you want to stuck somewhere or you want to refer back, then you can go to this particular file and then you can check the example which we discussed. Okay. So the all these we discussed in the last previous batch. So all these will be shared, guys. I mean, not the these things. So anyway, we are going to create it again, all these one by one. Okay. So all these will be shared. Don't worry. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Okay then. Uh, if there are no further questions, I think it's good to close. I hope. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thanks for your time. So catch up tomorrow at the same time, 6:30 a.m. IST. So we will be starting with another set of topics which are moreover this Selenium Ide, and these are very interesting topics. You can learn all this one by one. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, thank
Thank you all. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye.